Here we go. The What It Takes Radio Company. We're always producing new programs, and we're going to introduce you to one that'll be coming up sometime next year. That's right. A number of you will be participating in it. It's called the Jesus Cowboy Podcast. And as kind of an introduction, I'd like to tell you a story. Let me tell you some fanciful stories about possible Christmas cowboys. Yes, greetings, gentlemen cowboys and cowgirl ladies, to the Cowboy Spirit Radio Network. Hey, a brand new persona. I have many of them, by the way, and I am Stan the radio man, and I'm Stan the coach man, I'm Stan the other guy, but I'm not yet quite, but I'm always trying to be Stan the cowboy. And I am one of the founders of the Cowboy Spirit Radio Network. So, welcome to the program today. And the title was meant to catch you. Have you ever heard about the Christmas cowboys? That's right. We're in the middle of the Christmas season. And we hear all of the different characters, about the shepherds and the wise men and Santa Claus and everything else. But we need to talk about the Christmas cowboys. And why don't you kind of stay tuned for the story about that? Okay, the Christmas cowboys. Let's see if we can create them. I'm Stan, and the program begins right now. Well, did you see that picture? How about that? That's right. The Jesus Cowboy. Well, let me tell you the story. We are going to be doing a podcast program called the Jesus Cowboy Podcast Network. The Jesus Cowboy podcast program, part of the Cowboy Spirit Radio Network, and that'll be coming pretty soon. And those of you who love stories of the West and of cowboys and trying to figure out how that all works into the Jesus story and the Jesus experience, I think you'll find it fascinating to find out that you can actually be a Jesus cowboy. And we'll see what that what leads to. Okay, well, here I am. This is my cowboy hat. One of them, I have three of them, and obviously I need one because particularly when I'm in the Arizona sun, when you have no hair, you have to have a hat, a cowboy hat. And this is kind of my working one. I also have my friend Russell True, who's the owner of the White Stallion Guest Ranch, the most wonderful place in the world, has given me a beautiful Stetson hat. And that really is cool, but it's so nice. I'm always afraid to wear it sometimes. And then I have another kind of a black hat, not going to be a good guy, a black hat. And then I have a straw, for in the summer, kind of a straw cowboy hat for when it's too warm. And this is the one that I have right now. But I'm going to take it off because it gets in the way right now because I'm not out in the sun and I'm not trying to ride a horse. So here I go. Here we go. This is, by the way, this is my White Stallion shirt. White Stallion Ranch is one of my favorite places, and we'll be talking about them. And I got the shirt. It's a little big now because I bought it. I bought it a year ago, and since then I've been trying to get in shape. So I've lost about 35 pounds. Which I'm rather proud of. That was a good accomplishment this year. But it made my shirt looks a little big. My wife says, you need to get a smaller one. I said, well, we'll see. When I get back to the ranch, maybe I'll do that. Okay, here's where we're coming from and where we're going today with a little bit of fun. Uh, by the way, that picture uh, of the Jesus cowboy, nobody created that, no artist. Here is the rather unique and scary thing. That's quite a unique picture, isn't it? Well, what I did is I simply went to my AI and I gave it all kinds of instructions. And I said that I wanted it to create, and I gave instructions about having a Jesus cowboy thumbnail for our podcast. That's what we want. And I know how to prompt it now. The key in AI is knowing what to tell it. And you get pretty good at that. It's called the prompt or the pitch. And I did that. Took me about 2 or 3 minutes to put it all together. Press the button, and in 2 minutes, it did that design. And it would have cost thousands of dollars in the graphic arts, and got it free. And I've gotten scads of wonderful icons free. Now, this one I have here is not free. I could have had something like that, but one of the top artists in the community, the immortal, the legendary Bob Bose Bell, who is the editor of True West magazine, who's not only a great writer and historian and a magazine guy, he is also an incredible artist. And we cut a deal, and he made this logo for me. So it's got the cowboy with all the bright colors and, of course, the old-fashioned microphone, just as I wanted. And so I love it because we want to have a variety of programs about the cowboy Western tradition. And we already have 3 or 4 scheduled on in our network, and we're going to get a lot more. And maybe you'll like to join that, because podcasting is the way now. Podcasting will take over the way radio is done within the next 3 to 5 years. That doesn't mean that the traditional radio stations, what we call the T towers, the transmitter and towers, T towers, transmitter and towers, those kind of radio program stations will begin to disappear because they can't compete with the fact that I can do what I call personal on-demand radio programs, and I don't need a 50,000 watt transmitter, and I don't need 500-foot towers. I need a computer and a $20 microphone. I'm in business. Okay, there we go. So that's going to happen. And so a lot of you who are in the Western tradition, you will be able to tell your cowboy stories and tell us about your books, and those who love to have Dude Ranch experiences. And it's wonderful. All that wonderful Western tradition, cowboy, code of the West stuff will be on the Cowboy Spirit Radio Network. We're going to have a one that all about Tombstone. A Tombstone, Arizona. You know that millions of people around the world are fascinated by the story of Tombstone. And of course, right now, Yellowstone is big. The streaming services are really big on the Western shows, and we're going to have related programs on the Cowboy Spirit Radio Network. But primarily radio, but a lot of video too. We'll see where it goes. But here's what I wanted to talk about. All right. I'm a missionary guy. I'm a strong believer, and of course, the Christmas story is always a neat time for me. But it occurred to me the other day that we need a picture of the Christmas story with cowboys. Now, let me tell you why. Okay, we're told there were shepherds watching over their flocks by night. Now, why were they out at night? Well, it probably was around the springtime, and it's a good chance that the sheep, which were one of the primary means of livestock, both for, of course, their wool and, of course, for lamb chops, um, that was one of the great animals of the time. That was the critter of the time. And they were out there. It probably was, the birthing season, and they needed protection. And so they were out there. Well, you see where I'm going with this. The shepherds were like cowboys. You know, cowboys take care of the cows and the calves. That's what they do. You know, and they ride horses, ride camels, they ride horses, and they take care of the cows. And guess what? The sheep, shepherds, they probably ride burros or donkeys, and they take care of the sheep. And they are the ones that made the story. Well, that's like cowboys. So I said, why don't we kind of substitute for us that, and this is what I'm asking you to have some fun with. I'm going to do this. Okay. Go to your AI and ask it to design a Christmas manger scene. And instead of having shepherds, have cowboys, a big tough cowboy and maybe a small young man, a junior cowboy or whatever. But instead of having shepherds, have cowboys. Because part of the power of the Christmas story is to put it into our own lives. That's what it's all about. It's that Jesus came right in the middle of the mess of our own lives. And that, then later on, it was usually much later on, the wise men came. What were they doing? We don't know. There were three of them. Supposedly, they had three rather expensive gifts. They must have been quite a caravan of them. And it says they came from the east. Well, that could mean a number of things. It could mean they're Persians, Iranians. We don't know for sure, but they obviously had a little bit. We three kings of Orient. So they're of the eastern view of that part of the world. And they came and they said, "This young boy here is we've been watching the stars. They're probably astrologers." And they said, we believe that a king of the Jews has been born, and we're here to worship him. Now, all of this is mind-blowing stuff. Please keep in mind the story of Christmas is earthquaking. It's totally out of this world stuff. And it's meant to be. It's a great miracle. It's a great mystery. It's marvelous. It's awesome. And it's wonderful. It's a wonder, Wonder and awe are good stuff. Wonder and awe are good stuff. Yeah. And so a little bit of my good fun is just simply to say, let's do that. We love the cowboy. By the way, people all around the world love the American cowboy. They come from all over the world. The cowboy movies are great fun. My friend Greg Hager, who's a guy who does a lot of cowboy singing, he just returned from Japan, where he held concerts. They loved. He was singing Christian cowboy songs, and lots of people wanted to hear stories about the cowboys, and that is still true today. Many people come and visit the ranches, the dude ranches, the guest ranches for a cowboy experience. Deep down, everybody wants to be a cowboy. Everybody wants to have a little bit of cowboy in them. cowboy experience, cowboy adventure. So that's just my fun stuff for this Thursday. I'm going to do that. I would love for some of you to maybe do some drawing or designing and come up with a picture of the Christmas scene, but with cowboys. Because that's what it was cowboys who were there, just kind of the Eastern version of cowboys. So let's get some cowboy hats on them and go from there. Hey, thank you for listening to my rambling and wandering and fun time today. I hope it might be helpful to you, but like everything else, if you listen to carefully, there's a few deep lessons in what I was talking about today. Did you get them? It's a bit of a mystery, but think about it. Just think about it. Lessons from the Christmas cowboys. All the best and blessings and happy trails to you until next time.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then.
Who cares about the clouds if we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Some trails are happy ones,
Others are blue. It's the way you ride the trail that counts. Here's a happy one for you.
happy trails to you.
Until we meet again.
Happy
Trails to you. Keep smiling until then.
Who cares about the clouds if we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds if we're together? Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather.